welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny and happy Vlogmas Day 18. Today we are going to be talking about audiobooks, and I increased my reading by quite a bit this year from including audiobooks in my reading life. I'm so grateful that I was able to consume as many books as I was on audio, and I was lucky enough to listen to some really great ones. So I wanted to share them with you today, and hopefully you will incorporate these books into your reading life if you are so inclined. The first two books I want to share with you were narrated by the authors themselves. I usually find that listening to books that the authors are reading, that they've written, gives you just another layer of experience that is very, very rewarding. And so the two books that I listened to that were narrated by their authors was Exit West by Mohsin Hamid and Tinman by Sara Winman. Both of these books were on the shorter side. They both gave really great atmospheric reads with a really interesting cadence of voice for both authors. Sara Winman was able to convey the beauty of her two different narrators through her voice, which I thought was an added layer of talent to be given to an author, someone who can really differentiate the sounds of the voices as well as the type of talking they do based on the way she wrote them on the page. So I really, really enjoyed this book. It is a beautiful narrative covering love in all its many forms, how it comes to people, how it betrays people, how some people can't live up to the love that they are meant to live up to, but how if you can accept the type of love someone's willing to give you, you can still experience a wonderful relationship with them. So it was a wonderful book. I gave it 5 stars and definitely a wonderful listen on audio. Exit West by Mohsin Hamid was also a wonderful experience for me. It had a very different tone, and Mohsin Hamid's narration is almost monotone in his delivery, and so I think for some people that might be a bit too quiet, a bit too pensive of a way to listen to an audiobook, but I was totally captured by his tone of voice, by the words, his beautiful lyrical writing, and I was wrapped right up into this story about what would happen if immigration changed and people were able to walk through doors into other countries, and how that would affect the world, how that would affect the people who are trying to immigrate. And I loved a lot of the ideas that he explored in this story, and just thought that overall it was a wonderful reading experience. Again, I gave this book 5 stars. There are 2 other novels on this list, and one of them is Milkman by Anna Burns, the 2018 Booker Prize winner, nominated for the Women's Prize in 2019. There are people that really didn't like this book, but I was on the camp of people that loved it, and I think the ideas that Anna Burns explores regarding the Troubles in Ireland, but also regarding a woman coming of age and her power and her empowerment and her ability to see the world around her and make sense of what's happening was just so well done. This book was narrated by Bid Brennan, and I thought her Irish accent and the way she read it was just a perfect experience for me. I don't think I would have appreciated the tones and the way the words sounded as much reading it myself, considering I am not an Irish native. And so hearing those tones, hearing the delivery of the lines in a way that offered up the sense of the humor, but also gave me just a level of enjoyment of the book, of listening to someone chat and tell me a story in person, was just a really wonderful experience. Eduardo Ballerini was the narrator for The Last Painting of Sarah DeVos by Dominic Smith. I really enjoyed his narration of this story. He had 2 female protagonists, narrators in the story, and 1 male narrator, and I was very impressed by his ability to convey a female voice and to pull you into the story, to keep you clear on which timeline you're following, because you are following 3 different timelines in this story. He did a really great job, and I liked all his accents. He was able to do an Australian accent, an American accent. He was very, very good at narrating this story, and it was highly entertaining, and I would highly recommend it. I also gave The Last Painting of Sarah DeVos 5 stars. The final book I wanted to talk about in audio today is Bad Feminist by Roxanne Gay. This wonderful selection of essays was narrated by Bani Turpin, and I thought her narration was fantastic. I had a hard time believing it wasn't Roxanne Gay herself. Her delivery of these essays was wonderful. The content was mostly just wonderfully put together, wonderfully thought out. There's also very light essays, fun things about pop culture, and there's also very heavy things, and all those things were delivered in a wonderful, engaging way. So if you're looking for a really great audiobook that you can digest in smaller snippets, I would really recommend Bad Feminist by Roxanne Gay. So those are my 5 audiobook recommendations today. I hope that you will take the time to try some audiobooks out in the future, and please let me know if you've listened to any of these and if you're interested in listening to them now that you've heard me talk about them. And I would love to know what your favorite audiobook was of 2019, because I'm always looking for recommendations to add to my audiobook TBR. I will be back again soon, and I hope you're having a great Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching.